Hello.
So I'm making a pair of pants. I'm not making them from scratch. I mean, I am making them from scratch. I'm not coming up with a pattern. Instead, I'm making a copy of a pair of pants that a friend sent to me. Here is the original pant. I don't usually work with knit fabrics, but I mean, how hard can it be, right? So first I'm gonna... To make a pattern, I would normally cut the thing up, but I cannot do it this time because the pants have a sentimental value. So instead, I'm making a copy while the pants are still very much intact. And to do that, I'm following a tip that I saw in Grace Duval's. I hope her last name is Duval. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Grace Duval's video. When making a copy of a garment, I used to follow the method that everyone shows when they explain how to copy a piece of clothing. You know the one, with making tiny punctures through the garment on a sheet of paper. And I mean, I can do it, but it's very annoying. And in Grace's video, she shows another approach. She pins a piece of fabric to the piece she wants to copy and cuts it to the shape she needs. Instead of listening to my explanations though, check out Grace's video for the how-to. And for me personally, this method is still annoying to be honest, but much less so. Also, another thing, I couldn't just take what I had here in the pants and copy paste it into the second pair. Why? Because there were issues with the original pants. For example, here you can see these two panels in between the main colors. So right here on the bottom near the waistband, the panels together are almost 6 centimeters wide. And for example here, it's like 5-ish, barely 5. And if I just make a copy of each panel and then use it in the pattern, I will have the worst time while sewing. And later on, my friend and I discussed how we're gonna make the pants and decided to skip the panels altogether because the pants are gonna be in one single fabric. So it doesn't make sense to add extra seams. They are not even gonna be like style lines. They're just not gonna be visible, and why add them at all? So I could have possibly approached the making the pattern part much easier, like fold it in half because the garment is symmetrical, and make a draw around it and call it a day. But who does things the easy way, right? Not me. Anyway, I'm now tracing the pattern pieces onto the fabric with a very dull piece of chalk. Honestly, it's for no other reason than I'm forgetting to sharpen it. I'm tracing the pieces in small segments. The fabric seems almost viscous when I'm trying to make a line on it. So not to deform the fabric, I'm going very, very slowly. After I've traced all the pieces, I'm now marking each seam line in base and thread. It might seem unnecessary, but I'm sewing everything by hand and the chalk lines rub away very easily. Once they're gone, I still need some kind of reference. I can now finally start sewing. First thing I'm attaching are the pockets. The original pant has only one pocket, but my friend has asked me to make 2, so we're going with 2. Pin in half the pocket back to the pant panel to make sure that the pocket sits where I want it to. Later on, I'll cut away this part, but for now I'm sewing the two layers together using a regular backstitch. Today I'm finishing the pocket seams and the inseams. For the pockets, I'm wrapping the bigger seam allowance around the smaller one, and for knit fabric it's more than enough for a seam finish. I'm still trying to figure out how to make videos. Let me know in the comments if there is something you want to see more of. And feel free to subscribe. I'm now flat filing the inseams. Flat felon is my absolute favorite among all the seam finishes. Just look at how pretty it is. There is still a lot of sewing for me to do, and I don't want the pockets to stretch out while I'm at it, so I'm basting them closed. By the way, this is how the pockets look on the inside. I'm now starting to work on the crotch seam. Just like in the previous steps, I'm pinning the pieces and then basting them together. Backstitching takes the most time. The stitches are tiny, only a couple of millimeters long. It might seem tedious, but I really like hand sewing, and the result is very much worth it. I think I've misplaced the footage of flat felling the crotch seam, so here is Carrots the cat instead. At this point I ran out of time, so I'll be finishing the pants in part 2. See you next time.